All right, we're back with more. Bob Pompeani, Gene Collier with you. We got a couple of tweets real quick. Russell Hertz on Twitter says, with Ryan Shazier no longer under contract, what if the Steelers might find a position for him in the organization? Gene, I think they will, and I think they're going to continue to let him rehab. He's made tremendous progress, more than anyone could have imagined. His hope is to play again, which I still think is something I wouldn't do if I were him. But they're not going to stomp on his dream, and he'll be part of the organization in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really like him. You know, from a diligence standpoint and an inspirational standpoint, and you know, who knows, maybe even as a player at some point. I think that's still way off in the distance, but they'll find a place for Ryan Shazier. That's a good thing. Rob
Polinsky on Twitter at KDPomp at Gene Collier says, okay, Gene, rank the following in terms of biggest head case: Antonio Brown, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens.
Well, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and Antonio Brown, because Randy Moss was bigger than those two guys. He's the biggest head case.
Okay. Line 3, Tony in the Hill District. What's up, Tony?
Hi, Bob. Hi, Gene. How are you?
Good.
Hey.
I just want to see what you and Gene think about. Even though we know it's not going to happen, why don't the Rooneys just pay Antonio Brown the $20 or $21 million and let him go?
He got a signed contract.
Okay, but I'm just saying, because like Vontaze Burfict, so keen on what they can do for the team, and sometimes they don't realize that they're hurting the team. You know, that means instead of letting them go,
so you trade him. You got to get something in return for him. You can't just let him go. You can't anyway. What are you going to do? Release him? They're not going to release him. They said that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying. That why don't they just give $20 million that they owe him and just let him go then?
But you have to play to get it. You don't just get it. They don't owe him anything right now. All they owe him is what the prorated signing bonus. He got his signing. He has a March. I forget the date. A bonus of $2 million. It's like a roster bonus. Gene, they'll make a decision before that. They're not going to pay $2 million to a guy they're not going to keep around here, right?
No, that's right. That comes up March 15th, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
okay.
That's what'll happen. Right.
Marty, Monroeville. Go ahead, Marty.
Hi, I'm Bob and Gene. Boy, I would really like to keep Brown around. He thrilled me. I think he's a receiver that comes around once every 20 years.
Is. He's very good.
Yeah, and, you know, hello.
All right, thanks for the call. Gene, I guess he's asking, is there a chance for him to be back? And again, you had a percentage on this last week. Have you
20%.
changed? So it went down.
No, that's what I've always said.
As you said,
it's about 20%.
So there's 80% chance, and we know a lot about 80 versus 20 when it comes to weather.
We sure do.
So there's a chance, but I don't think it's a chance. I'd have to say right now, mine's trending the other way. I'm going zilch, no chance. I don't see this happening.
Yeah, no, if you're suggesting though that there are serious consequences to not having him, there are.
There are, yes.
There are.
Yeah, it's hard to replace that kind of production. There's no doubt about that. And they likely won't. John in Johnstown. Go ahead, John.
How you doing, Brother Bob and
John.
Mr. Collier?
Hey.
Now, first of all, I would trade Antonio Brown when we can in, what is it, June, so we don't have to pay him all that money, because he's all me. He's all me, brother.
There are a lot of me.
You got to be we on the team, not me, and that's what he is. And Chuck Noll, the great Chuck Noll, and Bill Connor would have never put up with it.
That's not true either. I think first of all, Antonio Brown would have been the same no matter what era we're talking about. Second of all, when you have a guy who produces, I mean, it may have been a different consequence earlier than this would have been. You know, I will grant you that. Maybe Chuck Noll decides earlier than Mike Tomlin has decided that there's a. But what are you going to do when you have talent? They had talent. Gene, people forget they had talented athletes in the 1970s, and a lot of them were problems.
Chuck Noll put up with Ernie Holmes.
Shooting at helicopters. How would that go over today on Twitter?
It would be a tough couple of days on Twitter.
It would be a tough couple of days, you're right.